Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Every Day is Friday 365. I'm your host, Matthew, and remember to subscribe so you can join me on this journey where every day is Friday. Today, I got a really special guest joining us. He's known for pushing his limits mentally and physically. Today, we're going to be talking about why he lives this way, the discipline, the mindset, the ice baths, the raw infused honey, and how to become the best version of yourself. Let's dive right in. Biz, thanks for being here, man.
Man, thank you for having me, man. It's a pleasure and honor to be here, man. Thanks for sharing me on your platform and giving me opportunity to hopefully inspire, impact someone else, another individual. Of one, that's what I started for. Let's get it.
How has life been treating you lately?
I tell you what, man, life, life is life. People say life is life, but I say, life is, it's a blessing, everything good and everything bad, because it's just about the experience and to be present. So, life is good. Life is
I
good.
love that because my first question is a why question. Why are you obsessed with becoming the best version of yourself?
Hmm. I tell you what, for years I lived in I was born and raised in Trenton, New Jersey, and I grew up in a place where it was a lot closed off in a urban area in the hood, and I was always blessed to see outside of it. But I remember when I was younger, I used to look up in the sky, right? And I used to look up, and I used to look up, and it used to look like a fishbowl to me. And I used to be like, well, there's nothing else outside of here. And that's what I would think. Like within that little 5 to 7 miles of my small town, I would think that was life. And as I developed and got more in tune with life, man, and have a family and kids, um, it made me dig deep after losing my mother, just to figure out I just got to be the best version of myself. And what's going to do that? Because life comes at you hard. And when it comes at you, it's like there's no way to kind of prepare for it. So I just kind of try to prepare myself for life every day. If that makes any sense.
I always say life's a roller coaster ride.
Right.
You never
100%.
you never know which way it's going to go, up, down, side, side. It's going to give you a little, spin around. You never know.
Right. My
And
mom used to tell me, you never lose if you learn, right? So it's like we get out here, we experience life, and and we should grow from it. I call it the 3 Gs. You go through it, you grow through it, then you glow through it. This is a cycle that we will repeat over and over and over again. You think you got to one over the mountain one time, and then it's like, all right, that's just the beginning of life. You're at the bottom of the top of one level and the bottom of another, right? So it's like we're gonna rinse and repeat this cycle over and over again through life, and again, challenging myself and pushing myself daily. Not, again, it's just like these ice baths. This is people catching me doing this when it went viral at day 87, year 3. You know, um, this is something that I embody on a day-to-day basis. You know what I mean? Like,
I want to ask you about your past. I mean, was there something significant from your childhood that shaped you into who you are today?
yeah, 100%. I tell you, I grew up and there was a pandemic, an epidemic in a day that was in 1985 was a crack era, and I kind of lost my father to that. And my mom went to a single family home, and my mom, it's me and my brother, and growing up, and realizing the hardship of what I always envisioned life to be, and it just wasn't that. And then finally, getting full custody of my son, and getting the opportunity to, one, just be everything to him that I think that I should have had, right? And having a family. And I was just talking to somebody about this earlier, like at a certain point in my life when I was running around and, was a little reckless out here in the streets, I didn't really value life as much, because it was like, I didn't really feel I had much to live for. I didn't really care about the future. I didn't care about what was going to happen, the next day. But as you gain purpose, and you start to gain these things in life, then these, having kids and having a family and having these things that you have to do every day to be the best version of yourself. And it's like, people ask me, what inspires you on a daily basis? Just look in the mirror, like look in the mirror and look what I got around me. And that gets me up and gets me going.
Most people wait way too long to find their purpose.
Hmm. My question is, how do you find it, and how do you know you're even looking for it? It's tough.
Why do you wait? Why do you refuse to wait until you feel ready? Like, why do people refuse to wait until they're feel ready to do something? It's mind blowing to me.
I think it's the comfort, because in comfortability, in the right scenario, everything will work out perfect. I'll start on this day when this thing happens, when this is aligned, when this works out and this happens. Yo, you'll be sitting there waiting for the rest of your life for everything. When all the stars are aligned, and mentally, that's what we do to ourselves. We start saying, well, I need all of these stars to be aligned to start. No, you start where the hell you're at and figure it out as you go. Get uncomfortable and make it comfortable as fast as possible and get uncomfortable again. Will Smith once said, get out here and fail fast as you possibly can. The faster you fail it, you can learn from it and keep going, you know?
Yeah, I mean, why do you believe goals should feel uncomfortable?
I don't think that they should feel uncomfortable. I
Okay.
think that you should be prepared for uncomfortable along the process.
Okay. Okay.
I don't think that goals should. I don't think that nothing should feel. Again, feeling is okay. Before I get into an ice bath, I'm already. It's not about the feeling. I kind of gotta let go of what anything is going to feel like. Meaning, I've been doing all this stuff, and I had to become detached from an outcome of people being inspiring. Thousands of people are getting through. It was just like, yo, as long as I could connect to one person, I'm detached from me being this big guy or anything like that. It's just I've been doing this for years because it's just in my heart. So I think detaching is really a part of it.
Motivation comes and goes.
100%.
But I always tell people the discipline in doing something every single day and
Hmm.
staying with it. The hard days, the long hours. I know I see you behind the scenes. Like you post a lot about behind the scenes, but that's not even a small percentage of what you achieved and what you do. And people don't even know. They always like cheer for you, at the end of the race, but they don't know what you've been through to train for the race.
Right, right. I'll tell you. I give you a quick rundown. Okay, so I'm an entrepreneur. Again, I'm from Trenton, New Jersey, and I ran a tattoo slash vape shop out here in Maryland. Once I moved out here, I say maybe about 2015. All right, and after getting through the depression and everything of like going past my mom, because it was bothering me. I'm getting my life together, but I was still always searching to find better for myself, just to find better. But I was still hurt from losing my mother, and it drove me into this thing of just remembering her saying, "Well, Dad, I wonder what I could do, like to not get pronged up and stuff like that." And during that time, we was still, you know, giving her like candy and sugar and fried food when she had cancer, when she was passing. And again, as the years went on and I had my own family, it was just like, well, how do we not repeat this cycle? And I became like obsessed, like literally obsessed with like the first book that really got me was the 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. It was one of the first books that really like set me on fire. Like I needed to do better. So I started waking up early every morning. I'm still up every morning at 4:30, but start waking up. And then I started just like researching what are natural things that we can do to heal our bodies. Like the stuff that my mom was talking about, like how could we prevent that? Right. And I started researching. It's like I kind of like became like a specialist to say, because I started studying like turmeric and ginger and all these natural ways and what happens when you mix them and understanding curcumin within the turmeric, right? I thought it was just the turmeric. Turmeric is almost useless unless you add pepper or something to it to make it more bioavailable. So I'm learning this stuff. And I said, well, I could start making things, right? And one day I was at my shop and I get a call from my son's school to come pick him up early from school because he was sick. So we get him, I get him home, I'll try to get him to the doctor, and we had to wait for 2 days to take him to the doctor. So in the process, I'm like, dude, he has a strep. It's something wrong with his throat. His glands are sore. So I said, instead of giving him this honey one time in the morning, we're going to just keep giving it to him. We're going to keep giving it to him. Like, we'll give it to him like 3 times a day. Give it to him in the morning. We're going to give it to him midday and before he goes to bed. So we get to the doctor office by the 3rd day, and the doctor's looking in his throat. And I'm sitting there saying, like, because he's looking and he's like, what's going on? What's going on? And I'm in the back saying to myself, oh man, because I had to get my tonsils removed when I was younger. So I'm thinking that's what he was about to say. And the doctor said, what is it that you've been giving him? It looks like he had antibiotics. We don't actually even have to give him none because whatever it was he had, it looked like it was strep throat, it's gone. So my wife and I, my wife's saying to me like, yo, this is something. And we started this business, which initially came from pain, from losing my mother to cancer and trying to find a way to keep my family and myself healthy and safe. And we're able to go ahead and create this product and this brand. And we're able to help thousands of people throughout our nation. So throughout my mom's loss, this is what we were able to do. And that's like a story that I always love to tell because, it's just a pain to purpose.
Yeah, why did you decide to create the raw infused honey?
Just to find natural alternative to medication, a natural alternative holistically to medication, something that we can do to counter the, and obviously as I got into it, it's gotten a lot deeper with, holistic health and natural herbs, but I've just been on a quest just to try to find a way because I mean, if you think about it, sugar and processed foods and metal, I mean, it's just in everything we eat, but are we all perfect? I don't think we need to be perfect, but we do need to find a way to help daily detox ourselves, a way to protect ourselves, to help our liver, our kidneys function. And
Now, what kind of feedback do you get from the reviews?
man, I tell you, one of my favorite reviews was, we had a lady that actually called, an older lady, and she said that she dealt with arthritis really, really bad. And, she called crying saying that because she's been, just using the honey over a month, that she's been able to braid her grandbaby's hair again. You know what I mean? And just, just to hear that how it's been impacting her was just amazing. We have people that, dude, I've been taking it all winter. I haven't gotten sick, or my daughter had a sore throat and she took it and she felt better. There's a lot, but one of the ones that really stuck out was that lady.
Yeah, it's incredible what honey can do. Do you recommend
100%
anything
was.
to mix it with?
Well, yeah, well, our product, hold on, let me show you real quick. Hold on a second. Sorry for not giving you a full introduction. This is our raw infused honey. It's not regular honey. It's a super honey. It's like a honey on steroids, to say the least, right? So it's honey mixed with infused, not mixed, but infused with turmeric, ginger, cinnamon, black pepper, and cayenne pepper. And these ingredients have been used holistically for decades. I mean, well, for thousands of years, not decades, for thousands of years. And what it does is, again, it helps out with gut health. It helps out with inflammation within the body. It's what causes a lot of our diseases. It causes a lot of sickness. So a great daily detox helps out with energy. It does a lot of good things.
Can you break that down
So
for
if
me
you
one
ask
more
me what to
time?
mix
Who
the
does
honey
that
with,
honey
I would
really
I would
help?
say 100%. Honey is one of the first medicines known to men. Man, so honey, it would definitely help. But when you come to having allergies, I would definitely recommend, if you're taking it for allergies, you would like to get a locally farmed honey that comes from your city, state, because that will help out obviously with the allergens in your area. But other than that, it's going to help give you natural energies, help out with joint pain, inflammation, gut health, digestion. Something that's great to take.
That's amazing. It's so interesting. Do you have anything else to say about the honey?
The honey is great. It's just again, it just came from a place of love. It was something that I honestly feel was just like God put it on me. It was something that we just doing to help our family out, and we end up turning into something bigger than we imagined and helping out a lot of people. So
Now you sell other products other with the honey, correct?
Yes, yes. We actually have another product that is it's a burdock root and soursop. So it's called a herbal cleanse blend. And just to give a very quick summary, what it's going to do, one is it's going to help the liver and the kidneys filter your blood. So it's going to help filter your blood, help eliminate toxins, help the lymphatic system flush out, help you eliminate waste. And it's also going to help mineralize your body as well. And then we also have a Shilajit, which I partner with a company, Beloved Health, which is they've been around for a while now, but we partner with them and they have a pure version of the Shilajit. A lot of companies, Shilajit got really big, and I'm sure everybody's seen the ads, right? And all over TikTok and everywhere like that. And you see the ads and the people with the Shilajit, and they're in this, and I see it, and it's just a shame because what they're doing is getting this stuff sourced from China. They're getting this documentation that it's not real, and they're putting this black tar in their body. I started out just like those people because again, I'm constantly trying to find things that that could help better my life and my family's. And I was looking for something to add with my thing, but I was with the Shilajit and I was with other companies, and something just didn't seem right. So I'm like, this is like tar. Let me just do some more research before I keep putting this stuff in my body. And to come to find out, there's different ways that you can source it and process it. And a lot of companies take the shortcuts and just to mass produce it and market it and sell it. And you're putting a lot of toxins into your body. So I actually found a company that I was with over a year of taking the actual product, and they offered me opportunity to sell it wholesale, or get it from them wholesale and produce it for my company, and we have it now.
You know, it sounds like a great product because I have a quick story about me in high school. One of my buddies was not feeling that good, and I gave him some honey. My dad's like, "Hey, give him this honey that I just bought," and I was like,
Right,
"Okay, I'll give him it." You know, it looks like a bear on it. You know, I give it to him, and I was telling him all the benefits of honey and all that. And sadly, it was made with corn syrup, and it was just like a syrup. And I gave it. It was just sugar, and I was like, and the teacher walked up, and his own beehive, and he's like, this is not real honey, this is garbage, you should not be taking this, you're gonna have a
right.
crash like no one else. But it just shows you have to read the label.
You gotta read the label, and a lot of the honey that we get here is processed garbage, trash that's high fructose corn syrup that our bodies actually reject as actually poisonous to our bodies. So again, when when I think about the product that I have, is like when I first developed it, I was like, this has to become a household name. It has to be a household name. And that's been our mission and our goal because we have to replace the garbage. Regular honey is great too, but it's like whenever you speak to people in the holistic realm, this is what they put in their honey. This is a holistic powerhouse. And this has been our flagship. We really took off in during COVID is when we really, really took off.
And all in the description down below, you'll be able to find the honey. I'll put that and and his social media down there as well.
Right.
And why did during COVID, why did it start blowing up for you, the raw honey?
I believe that everyone was going with the shot, right? The
Hmm.
shot. Everybody, the jab getting jabbed, and there was a lot of hoopla abound why we shouldn't get it. So a lot of people were looking for a holistic alternative insights to it to fight cold and flu symptoms. And, we have this product that's been used holistically for thousands of years. These ingredients have been used since the beginning of time to treat these things. And rather than getting, you know, uh, a shot injected with something foreign, I think people wanted a natural resort, a natural way to deal with it. And they took advantage of it.
100%. You want a natural way to heal your body. Your body is so powerful. People, your mind, body, and soul. It's like a temple. You want to take care of that. That is number one. And your health. Rich people always say that they want their health more than all their money in the world.
Right.
So
Right.
that's number one.
I have a question for you.
Go for it.
How'd you get here? How'd you get to this point? How'd you get to doing? How did where did every day is Friday come? How did this originate?
Oh, it originated when I got laid off from my job. Isn't it kind of crazy? One door closes, another one will open.
Boop,
And
right open.
I living every day is Friday, and I was living life with my dad. You know, we were just both sitting out there enjoying life, and it was not like almost retirement. When you're laid off, you got to still look for a job and stuff like that. But you know, I was enjoying life to the fullest during summertime, and basically, I was like, I want to do something with my life. So I always wanted to start a podcast, and I'm always curious. I always love diving into people's stories and experiences. I'm a very good listener,
Right.
and it's one of those things that you know, you want to put yourself in situations you don't feel comfortable in, and that's where the most growth comes out of, and that's where this podcast came out of. I'm always
See?
fascinated in entrepreneurship, learning. I just have a t-shirt line. Everyone go in the description down below, buy yourself a hoodie. You know,
Yes,
it's
yes, you got to
beautiful
get to it.
when you're growing a brand. There's a lot of things coming at you, as you know. There's different directions. Oh, this didn't work, that worked. People that, you know, some people in your life for a reason, and just some are for a season when you're
Season.
when
That's
you're an
right. That's
entrepreneur.
right.
So, you know, there's lots of beauty that comes out of being an entrepreneur and starting a podcast and taking a step forward and trying to improve your life in the best ways possible, because you only live once. You only get so many summers in
We
a
live once.
lifetime. So I wanted to share the message of Every Day is Friday with everyone like that, and that's the best way I wanted to do it, because I'm naturally curious about people and the knowledge I have obtained from these guests
I
that
can
I've had on
imagine.
the podcast. It's just stacking on top of each other, and I have lifelong friends now from the podcast, and you know, I just learned so much. I mean, I'm really interested in you. I mean, why are you doing 100 days in the ice bath in a row?
It started 2 years ago, and I seen the CEO of my marketing company, which was a female. I seen her do like 650 days. I was like, hold on, I think I'm gonna try this. I was like eager. I just wanted to explore it and test myself, right? Just to test myself to see what I was capable of. And as I got into it, I started to see other people, right? Like on TikTok, and other people that are into the lifestyle, into the rush of it, because it's something very, very euphoric. Some magical that happens when you're in this state. And not too many people understand it or can bear it at a certain point, respectfully, that can get in there and bear it. And after I got to a certain point, my thing was just to get in there and deliver a message every single day that I get in there. And it was like, I'm doing this thing and I'm seeing this, like, all right, well, and I just like, I liked it. So I would do it with the season. Has the season, I would start the first year I started, I think only did like 60 days. The last year I did 100 days. I started in the beginning of December. This year I started in the beginning of November. And as I got into it, it just became something that, because every time I call it like a truth tank, because every time you get in there, it's just something that you can't prepare for that drop. It rather it's ice in there or it's not. Something happens to you mentally and it makes you tap into a different level and version of yourself. And for me, I used to, well, I'm not used to. I meditate. I meditate, 5 to 6 days a week, and breathing and controlling your body and controlling your emotions, right? Like getting in there and not going, because I've connected a line between my central nervous system and my mindset and the actual feeling of the cold. And again, the experience of it, like getting into the water and feeling it around you and feeling the ice on you. I was getting cut today, right? And it's like processing this feeling and just understanding this feeling and saying, I accept this, but I'm not going to let it get the best of me. I'm going to control myself under this circumstance, right? And what I'm going to do under this circumstance is talk and give a message. And I've been doing that now. And it's like today's 90 of 100. I'll probably go a little longer for year 3. And it's like, people catch on to it now. And some people are saying, he's doing that for views. He's doing. Nah, it's something that I do, every day this time of year and lock
There's
in.
there's a YouTube channel that I made, and I made a YouTube video of me actually jumping in a lake in October, and I give you lots of props for talking as you're in cold, cold water like you do.
Hard,
Very.
tough. It's tough.
What happens in your mind right before you step in?
There's actually and these are electrolytes. These are electrolytes in my water right here. I keep myself going, but like there's nothing that goes through my mind actually. It's a time where I have to completely clear my mind. Like so today, right? So I leave it open. So I just let the weather do whatever it does to it. And today, the last 2 days, I noticed the ice is going down. It's like growing in so it's like I can't even get into this thing almost. And I almost yesterday, almost like stopped the video and was like, let me stop it. This is not right. Let me take it out and do it over because this looks crazy. But then like it started to hit me. This is like another metaphor for life of figure it out. Figure it out. Get in there. You still got to get in this water. You're not doing no takeovers. Where are you going to go in? So now you're free. Your hands are freezing. So now I'm lifting up these big ice chunks, throwing these, like, trying to figure out. It was like, all right, so today, now my mind was more kind of prepared for it. And it's like now the thing that I'm breaking the ice with isn't strong enough. So it's like, dang, now I'm busting my fingers. I'm like, wow. Now I got to get in here. Now I'm lifting this chunk of ice that's 20 pounds out of the thing. And it's just like, whoa, my hands are. Now I'm still going to get out of here and do 100 push-ups because these are things that's non-negotiable. So again, when I do these things and with just one particular series of things, it transfers into everything else I do in my life. Because if I say I'm going to do it, it's going to get done and it's non-negotiable.
Pain always teaches us something. Not saying it's painful going into an ice bath like that,
Oh,
but
it's painful. It's painful, bro. It's painful.
What lessons do the ice bath teach you about life?
Mental resilience and not to give up when things get tough and challenging. Sometimes your body's going to tell you to bail out, or your mind's going to tell you to give up. Like, had I been doing these ice baths for viral attention, I'd have gave up a long time ago. Had I have gave up the day that it was a snowstorm outside and said, well, nah, I could just wait till the snowstorm's done. No, what that one particular video did was embody the whole thing of the consistency and the grind. And it aligned with people because I got so many messages from people, thousands of them, honestly, from people that, I've been in a dark place. So this just got me up to get up. And because again, I don't expect everybody to go jump in the ice bath. And I wouldn't even recommend it. You have to build up to it. But what I would say is challenge yourself daily. And I hope seeing me makes you challenge yourself. Get up and go out and go try to be the best version of yourself that you could be.
Has the ice challenge ever does it change you how you handle stress at all? Because when I was in the water as well, I give you lots of props because I could hardly talk. I was trying to do the same thing as you, trying to give some motivation. And then I would just continue to stutter over my words and trying to figure out man, I'm freezing from my toes. And it's like, I don't want
Your
to move.
balls. Right.
Yeah,
It's
it's
bad.
freezing. And I give you lots of props because you go in there and you give motivation and you tell people how it is and how you're going to get through it. And then after that, you step out and you do 100 push-ups. The first time I saw it, I was mind blown. I was like, okay, he's doing an ice bath. Now I'm like, oh, he's good. Oh, he's doing 100 push-ups.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I'm really proud of you for doing that. And it's a really big accomplishment because not a lot of people want to do anything like that. Everyone that's ever told me, they go, why would you want to do something like that? Why? Why
Right.
put your body through something like that? But if you could explain the why behind it again.
Well, again, the why, but when I can tell you the benefits behind it, it actually helps burn visceral fat. That's bad negative fat that sits around your liver and your organs. that are cancer causing, that causes other diseases. Boosts your metabolism. They say it releases more dopamine in your brain than heroin and cocaine, right? Not that I've done heroin and cocaine. I'm just saying like the high that gives you has to be so. And other than that, what it does for me on a daily basis is make me feel like a superhuman. Like when I get out of there, dude, it's like I can't explain it because that's the hardest thing. There's nothing that I'm going to do harder than that day in that sense physically. And I train 6 to 7 days a week as well. But the ice, what it just like I call it the truth tank, man. It's the torture tank, the truth tank. But I've become to fall in love with it. Actually, like I look forward to it and I hate it at the same time.
I love that. That is such a good point because when I did it, I could, like you just said, doing it first thing in the morning or just doing it at all. Sometimes I take a cold shower at night, but just getting that in there, it makes you feel like you can achieve anything after you get out of the ice bath.
Anything. And well,
Because you've
and
already done the
again,
hardest thing you've done all day.
it's the hardest thing I've done and probably the hardest thing I do. But at the same time, it's important for us to do hard things on a daily basis, regardless to what your ice bath is. Because see, what happens is there's a quote that says, the mountain looks impossible to cross until you're on the other side of it. Right. And you're telling the story about how you didn't cross this motherfucker. It's like, I crossed this mountain, but you don't know until you go through it. So it's important for us to cross these mountains because what it does is it builds this confidence in us on a daily basis that I get personally. I get this confidence and I try to mimic this thing in other parts of my life. I go to the gym. I try to mimic it at home with my son. I try to mimic with my family. I just try to go ahead and just keep on just being the best version of myself. And watching the guy, Harlem, he just climbed the Tepe tower. You know what I'm talking about? The guy that free solo did tower.
I know.
That was one of the most motivating, inspirational, freeing things that I've seen in a long. Actually, that's what led me to get into the water the day of the viral video. So it was like just seeing him and just experiencing that freeness and just challenging yourself.
Now, what would you recommend for beginners that want to take an ice bath?
I would say initially actually start out with a cold shower. Initially start out with a cold shower, trying to do 30 seconds of at absolutely as cold as it can get. If you have a temperature control, I would say start at 55 degrees and try to do 30 seconds at 55. Take yourself down to 45 after 3 days to 5-6 days. Take yourself down and just gradually build yourself down. But again, it's something that I said like there's different extremes to everything, and I wouldn't suggest that anyone just go, and I don't think a lot of people would do it, but I wouldn't suggest that you just go and jump into the ice like that. It could be.
Yeah, you might get a heart attack or something like that if you're of
Something bad
age.
can happen. I don't know. I don't suggest that anybody just do it. Like I said, just build up to it.
If you want to become the best version of yourself, so you have to push yourself beyond your limits. In doing something like that, it really shows who you are, and you're gonna get made fun of. I was made fun of for posting that YouTube video, and it was like, yeah. So what? I try to do something. I try to show because I was doing it for about 2 weeks without no video. Like I was doing it for no
Right.
views
Yeah.
at all, and then I was
At
like, I'm
all.
gonna show. I'm gonna show these people because the benefits of it I was getting out of it. I felt really good after I took an ice bath. It was like whoa, like
You feel
I can
amazing.
achieve anything. It was amazing feeling. I recommend it
It
to everyone out there.
it releases so many endorphins. Um, it is like I said again, it's almost unreal. Like when I get done, I almost feel like a superhuman. And again, I train. I'm a hybrid calisthenics athlete at 46 years old. And if you see some of the stuff that I'm able to do still at 46 years old, you would think that people my age, joints and sitting down. And it's like the ice bath is also like a recovery. Look at NFL athletes. So it's also a restorative thing that really helps out with joint pain and inflammation on the inside as well. So
I want to circle back to you were calling about that tower, the trapeze tower.
Yeah, Treppy Tower, yes.
Now, why did that motivate you so much?
There was this saying, right? They said, you know how somebody's great because they make whatever they're doing look like it's easy. Like it's just Michael Jordan, you watch Michael Jordan, right? Just watching this guy climb this mountain was just like a knife cutting through butter. He was just going through everything that we're like, and again, right? Now watch this. I knew nothing about this guy prior to this. It inspired me. I went outside. I did this ice bath, went viral, right? Right. What people started doing when they seen me, they started going and watching all my other videos and start seeing other things and I started watching this other guy, the exact same, but prior to any of this happening, right? And I'm watching this guy and I'm just like, wow, this tower that he did wasn't even nothing compared to he has a story to tell, and we all have a story to tell. But how many of us stay committed? How many of us stay in the game? How many of us don't just bail out on what it is that we're doing? How many of us say this is what we're doing and we're gonna stick to it, rather we get the instant gratification for it or not? When is it we're gonna say this is what's in my heart and keep on going? And if I get to impact one person, this is what happens. That guy climbs these mountains with nobody around him. He could die and it'd be like, well, he went on the mountain. Now I'm watching him free solo one of the highest buildings in the world, and he's not breaking a sweat. I'm over here having an anxiety attack watching him climb this building, and he's waving and standing on top of each heart is down. Why is he going this route? And it just made me appreciate like I always say, man, just challenging yourself. And it made me just embody that in my own level. And I hope that's what I do for people, make them embody that.
It's a rippling effect.
Right.
And plus I seen an interview with him and he goes, I really don't, I'm not scared of failure or any like situations. He goes, I have before, but I've been in this situation before. That shows you that
Right.
he is the best, that he's done it already. It's the hours he put in. People say the
He
10,000
trusts
hour
himself
rule.
100%.
He's been in those situations. So yes, he's scared to a certain level, but he's been in that fear state before. So that's how he goes beyond his, the point of no return.
And I think it's remarkable. So to watch him and watch him in that state, and then as I'm watching him processing this and just what I admire about it and what I compare it to myself is when I go in, there's a certain point in time where there's no going out. He stayed like that for 45 minutes, for an hour, however long it took him to go up. I might do it for 3 to 5 minutes. I might do it for a half hour, 45-minute run. I might get into a workout, get in and out. There was a point in time that there was no room for error. There's no room for error when you're getting in this water. You got to know your breathing. Like I'm not just getting in the water talking. I understand my breathing. I meditate 20 minutes every morning. So it's not just me getting in there. It's like these things have to follow a certain suit, right? And when things come up, unexpected, like just imagine climbing up there and a bee flies by your head, or going in the water. Now I got to dig my hand in the ice water 20 seconds before I actually get in. So now I got 20 seconds of cold. So it's just, again, a metaphor just for being able to adjust to life and being able to, just keep going, man. Just keep going, adjust, adapt as you go, and deal with the outcome later.
Yeah, I always say you always got to learn from the failures. I mean, what does failure actually teach you?
Like I said earlier, you never lose if you learn. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in failure. I am disgusted and despise the word quit. I hate give up. I don't even like saying these words right now. These things you just give off. It just don't. You see how my whole face changed? Because I just don't like that. I don't like it, and it doesn't sit right with me. And like that, yeah, that's it. I don't like that. So we just got to keep going.
Yeah, and your workout routine is mind blowing, by the way. I mean, why do you choose body weight and like warrior style training?
I don't like anything orthodox really. You know, like I like to see stuff and see it the way I like to see it. Like, you know, I'll do a compound movement, but I want to know how to master my body weight. I want to be able to show my son like these basic compound, these basic movements of pushing and using our own bodies and propelling our bodies, you know, after using these muscles to really display strength. Again, Bruce Lee was one of my idols growing up. And him being a guy that was 135, 145 pounds, being able to take on guys 225 pounds, 200 pounds, to be able to do, you know, just to have that confidence and belief in his understanding his body. And that was something that, you know, drove me with my workout routine. I studied martial arts for a few years of my life. And I just like to, like I said, stay ready.
You know, for me, for the podcast and everything I do, consistency is key. For you, why is consistency important?
Imagine this, right? Imagine this. Imagine stopping. It was in a Napoleon Hill book, Think and Grow Rich, actually, right? The story. Have you ever read that book?
I have. It's a good book.
Think and Read. Okay, so he tells a story about the guy that was out there, and he was digging up for the gold. Was out there for a long period of time. Came back, brought new land. Still in that land, just digging, digging, digging. Couldn't find nothing. Said, you know what? I know it was hope here, but let me just go. Somebody else came, got on that exact same land, and turned it into the biggest fortune, the 49. Like, you know, so my thing is consistency isn't key. Consistency is king. We only lose if we quit. We take ourselves out the game before we even give it a chance. And you know, obviously there has to be a fine line. I'm not saying go out here and just drop everything and don't go to work and don't do what you got to do to go chase your dream, because I've done that too. I've dropped my work and moved to Georgia and chased a rap career before when I was younger. So I'm not telling people to do that. What I'm telling you is to stay consistent. My plan B was always to make my plan A work, and I've been living proof of that. And it's just to stay consistent, believe in yourself more than other people believe in you. I mean, if you don't believe in yourself and believe what it is that we're doing and what we're focusing on, I don't think that nobody else will.
Yeah. I mean, you're born alone and you're going to die alone. And, you know, life is pointless unless you give it
Right,
purpose and a positive or negative outlook on it.
100%.
I mean, your big thing is like dreaming big, working hard, and like staying positive and enjoying the journey. I always say on the podcast, it's all about the journey, not the destination, but the personal
Destination, right,
development throughout the personal development throughout the journey.
right. No, that's 100%, dude. It's just you know, I just feel like honestly, again, just to kind of drive it home, is that life is going to test you, life is going to challenge you, regardless to what. And it's not actually going to give you a chance to prepare to jump in the ice bath. It's not going to give you a chance to prepare to climb up a mountain or climb up a building. It won't give you a chance to eh, to bring on this feeling that you're going to get. Life is going to come at you fast and it's going to force you to a feeling. So my thing is, try to get your mindset as prepared as possible to handle whatever life throws at you so you be ready for it. Because when it comes, you got to be ready, good or bad. You know, you got to be ready. You got to be ready. If you're an inspiring entrepreneur, you're inspiring podcast, you're inspiring workout, whatever it is you're doing, right? If whenever you pop off and things happen for you, you ain't been laying down the groundwork before that. none of it's going to mean nothing because they're going to see you and they're going to fall off. You're not going to have nothing to support what you're doing. So when I say consistency is king, you got to believe in yourself. But they got to look at you and see you believed in yourself 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Go on my Instagram and look back a decade. You will see me out there a decade ago. Same message, doing the same thing. You will see my son at 4 years old. You'll see him at 6 years old. You'll see him now at 16 years old. I didn't just start doing any of this. I believed it.
You know, no one's going to do it for you. And especially with like posting online, someone out there thinks you're a badass.
Somebody.
Someone out there
Yep.
thinks you're dope. It's true. I mean, so
But
they
you
might
got to
not
think it
say it to
first.
you directly,
You got
but
to think it first.
that is true. You know, you have to believe in yourself. That is one of the keys to life. And, you know, one of the other keys I have for life is actually doing whatever excites you. Go towards it, okay? And then find the positive outlook in that. And then always go towards what excites you and then find the
Right.
positivity in that. And then just keep on doing that. And like I always say, and sometimes like if something bad happens, you know, this is so bad, this has to be good. Having a positive outlook on life, you know, it gets you a lot further. It really does. And have gratitude towards everything that's around you. I mean, you only have so many summers in a lifetime, like I said earlier.
I mean, and it comes and it goes fast. And being 46 years old, I'm getting at an age now where I remember my mom used to tell me when I was younger, you're going to get to a certain age and you're going to notice a lot of people just start, getting sick and all these things start happening. And it's happening at the age that I'm at now. And it's just really a blessing just to be able to be a voice, to be able to accomplish something that people could see in real time, that watch and that follow, that didn't, that's just coming along, that when I say to you, challenge yourself, when I say to you, push yourself, when I say to you, don't give up, when I say to you, the only limitations we have are the ones we place on ourselves. When you see me in these ice baths, when you see me doing these workouts, when you see me with my family, when you see me trying to be, when you see me waking up at 4 a.m, when you see me praying, when you see me doing these things, I just hope that that you don't compare yourself to me, but it just make you say, I gotta get up and do what I gotta do. Or say, you know what, brother, keep on going, cause we all going strong over here. We keeping each other, we holding each other accountable.
Yeah, it's really mind blowing. I mean, why do people forget to enjoy the journey?
Cause it sucks. A lot of people, the journey isn't comfortable usually. Who wants to just be uncomfortable? That's why I get an ice bath. Who wants to be uncomfortable, man? Who wants to be uncomfortable? The journey usually fucking sucks until you could talk about it. The journey is the mountain. Every single time, the journey is the mountain that you got to climb and figure out how to get on the other side of it and figure out how to get over this hatch and until you can get over it and say, well, damn, I climbed that motherfucker. I did it. Right? That's the journey. And that's what a lot of people don't like doing, and that's what I like to display every day. Just go through it, man. Go through it, grow through it, glow through it. You be good.
You know, everyone wants the view of the mountain, but they don't want to take the journey to get there.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. They just want the reward. They want
You
the
know,
reward.
our bodies and humans are always to take the least amount of risk as possible. You know, it's in our I don't know, it's just humans. It's how we are. We don't want to take risks. We don't want to put ourselves in uncomfortable situations a lot of the time. And it's going beyond those points of, you know, if you're nervous to sing karaoke, to push yourself to get out there, and then the next time you're less nervous. Just like we were just talking about
I'll
the
tell
guy
you
that was
what. I'll tell you
climbing the
what. Can
building.
I can
Same
I tell you
thing.
something?
Go for it.
Karaoke would be equivalent to me like doing a bungee jump. I got to do karaoke now. I
Oh,
used to rap and I used to perform all the time, but for some reason I just can't do karaoke. So now I got to do karaoke. So now that's one of my things I got to do.
yeah. I think in Japan, karaoke kind of means just like making fun of yourself.
Yeah, just have fun.
Yeah, that's all it means. And you know,
Right.
especially all the social media stuff. Like I'm a news outlet basically. I like to dive into people's stories and experiences. Uh, Why do you share your journey online?
Again, just to impact. And I believe that I have a very valuable and voice worthy of being heard. And I know through my story that through whatever part of my story that I share via social media and in real life encounters, that I believe it can help somebody else out. And that's at the end of the day, that's honestly why I do it. It's from my heart. I just want to help somebody out. I like to see people doing better. I like to see people come up. I like to see people learn something new. I like to see people like, yo, he's going to get pneumonia. He's going to get the flu. He's going to die. He gets in this water. Be like, well, you would think that until you actually challenge the thought yourself, right? I'm showing you that it's not that. I said it's been, what, how many days? Am I dead yet? Did I catch pneumonia? It actually builds your immune system. So again, just challenging status quo, man.
You know, tomorrow when you're in the ice bath, think of me because you give me motivation. You really do. Whenever I see
Thank you,
that.
brother. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
I mean, how do you want people to feel after watching your content? Just motivated, you know, that they can achieve their greatest goals.
If I say this, what I would want in my perfect world doesn't even matter because it'll never be. I just hope they get from it what it is. The pure essence of why I'm doing it, why me and you are on this call right now, why that video particularly, whatever it is, I hope that's what they get, because I'm not going to be attached to what my expectations are of it. I want people to be inspired. Obviously, that's why I do it. But how it's going to inspire them, when it's going to inspire them, what it's going to inspire them to do is nothing. Because again, it's a feeling. If I let my feelings get in the way, whatever feeling I give to people will fade. It's a motivation. Feelings fade. So I don't care about that. I just hope that whatever it do, it make them tap into something and utilize that.
You know, for the people watching at home and listening, what's one habit that's changed your life the most?
Organization. And you know what? I'll take it a step further because I don't know if it's actually a habit, but waking up at 4:00, 4:30 in the morning completely changed my entire life. Every idea, every business venture, everything I've ever that I've done has pretty much been at 4:30 in the morning for the last 8 years, 9 years. From the products to the clothes at the time to, making stuff to the, waking up at that time is like, there's nobody up in the house. It's completely free. It's peaceful. There's no phones. There's no nothing. It's just, waking up at 4:30 probably been one of the habits that changed my life.
I might have to start doing that. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get to work, but waking up before everyone else, there's a feeling in that you just know that everyone else is sleeping. You're up and getting at it.
Well, I actually did the math and I don't have it on hand, but there was a time when I was waking up at 4:00 every morning and everybody else wouldn't get up until 6. So 6 times 364 days in a year, that gave me X amount of days ahead of everyone else in my mindset of, my competition or anybody that was working on anything. Whenever I said, everybody was sleeping, I was up working and I was able to come up with things, and rather, I guess people do that at the beginning of their day or at the end of the day. Again, that was something that I had now. Like, so for example, if I wake up a little later, occasionally now, I actually notice that time because I'm so used to being able to get up and make my teas, being able to get up and meditate, being able to get up and be totally in tune with myself, being able to go up and get up and check over numbers without no phones ringing or no kids or getting nobody ready. So when you have this time set aside, it's like, wow, this time is actually like super productive.
You know, the first time I ever heard anything like that was Kobe Bryant. He said the same thing. He goes, you know, you wake up hours before someone else, that adds up over time. You know, if you start training you get 2, 3 trainings in before them and they only have 2 and it adds up, and
Yes.
you're gonna improve over time, and
Dude,
that's
I think I've heard like from every great person that I actually admire and respect and study woke up early.
yeah, I'm thinking the
They got
same
a
thing.
super jump start on their day. So I'm not, and so if I'm quoting things, it could be from Kobe, it could be from, Mike, it could be from this. they're all from great people, great minds, great people.
Maybe you could bounce off this, but what I've noticed in great athletes and, great people in general, um, the consistency on them is pretty remarkable. And, they get up, they get going and stuff like that. But, it's, it's, they're in love with the process. They're in love with the
Right.
game. It's like Michael Jordan. He enjoyed the game. The last play, you forget about it. You move on to the next. That's what these athletes and these professionals at the top of their levels. I mean, if a
The
tennis
top of
player
the level.
messes up, if you're falling behind on you're thinking about the last play, you're gonna mess up again. Especially in golf and all these sports, like you play baseball, you got to move on to the next play. And all the great athletes in the world, it's all consistency, being in love with the game, and forgetting what just happened and moving on to the next.
And I also want to say just visualizing too. One of the things that I do often is visualize and just try to see, to not you know without goals we have no direction. Without being able to visualize and have something tangible that we can see in our mindsets, it's kind of hard to have something to reach to, even if it's something that seems impossible to somebody else. So visualizing these dreams and these goals is something that I think is that was very important, because anything that I've accomplished, I've seen it thousands of times over. Anything, like, again, if I'm deadlifting 405 pounds, like I've seen myself lifting this thing up. I know how I'm going to grab it. I know how my body's going to be. I know when I embrace it, I know how I'm going to breathe out. I know when I'm jumping into this water. I know when I'm going to I'm stepping my feet in. There's a sequence of things that has to happen, through visualization though. You know what I mean? Does it happen exactly according to plan? No, not usually, but through visualization, I'm able to, just to guide myself that way.
Yeah, your brain really doesn't know the difference if you're visualizing it or you're actually doing it. What's your method of doing visualization?
Again, I meditate. I try to do at least minimum 10 minutes. Started out with 3 minutes, 5 minutes, worked my way up to 15 minutes. And I visualize. And the way that I usually do that is just when I'm meditating, just to allow my thoughts to pass like, clouds in the sky. You're going to have these thoughts. The thing of meditating is not to not have any thoughts. It's not to be able to act. It's to have these thoughts and not to be able to act on them, and just let them go and still be able to stay place and present where you're at. So, that's meditating that way, and just learning how to be present has been very, very effective with me personally.
I love that. Know thyself.
Know thyself, man.
Yeah, I want you to dive into like what would you tell someone who feels stuck right now?
To unblock yourself. If you feel stuck, you need to unblock yourself. You're stuck for a reason. You're stuck because you're comfortable. You're stuck because you're thinking about what you want to do more than what you're actually doing. You're stuck because you think you're stuck. That's why you're stuck, because you think you're stuck. The more you think you're stuck, the longer you're going to stay stuck. You got to unstuck yourself. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen unless you just start you have to. Success loves speed and action. The quicker that you could be real with yourself, figure out why you're feeling stuck, address that, and get past it, we can unstick ourselves. Now, will the process be overnight? No. But in the mindset, unblocking yourself is the whole thing. We have to unblock that. Once we can say, I'm not stuck, then we can start moving forward.
I mean, belief is so powerful because let's just say you're out of a relationship or, you got laid off from work or, there's life that's happening to you. We've all been there, but to go back to know thyself, body, mind, and soul, the temple that you start at the foundation like that and stop, chasing, start attracting. There's a lot of stuff that you have to look at in the world and you go, okay, I can't control this, but I can control that. And I'm going to
Mhm.
move forward. I'm going to improve my life by doing this and showing that I can achieve things because it's just stacking the 1% on top of each other.
Well, think about the things in life that we can control, right? You can control If you smile, you can control it. If you got good energy, you can control giving somebody a compliment. You can control how you respond to a situation. We can't control the weather. We can't, there's a lot of shit that we can't control in life. But the things that, like my mom used to always say, is the things that you can't control is, again, your character, what type of person you are, your grind, your hustle. These are things that we have full control over, right? And these are the things that we need to take control over, because nobody can control it. I hate when people wake up and say, I'm having a bad day. No, you're claiming a bad day. You're not having a bad day. You're claiming a bad day. Something bad may have happened. That doesn't dictate your day. You're not having a bad day. You're just saying it's a bad day. So now everything that happens, you're gonna highlight everything bad. It's a precursor to highlight everything bad. Might have a bad life. Your life's gonna get worse. Today's a bad day. Today's gonna freaking suck for you, right? Because sometimes you get so caught up into people get caught up into the bad that God could be putting the good right in front of you. You won't see it. You think that's some bad going to happen from that.
This is so bad. This has to be good type mindset that, like I say all the time, it's a good mindset to have at the end of the day, because you got to think of like the glass half full, you know, type of mindset. And I really want to ask you, I mean, how has your faith guided you through your journey?
My faith has guided me a lot. I'm Muslim, so I recently converted to Muslim over a year ago, and I've always been close to God, and it's just my faith and just being close to God and understanding that He made us in His highest form of creation, and we could uh anything that we encounter, we could get through. Anything we can encounter, we could get through. So, just staying obedient, staying, making sure I pray and just do the best I can to be the best person I could be in humanity.
Yeah, it's something I ask for all the time. And when I meditate and pray and do all this, you know, I ask for wisdom. You know,
Right.
you have to not be like so against of all this coming at you if you ask for something, because wherever you ask for, it's going to be a struggle the opposite side. Because if you're asking for, you know, to be better at weightlifting, they're going to push you through. You know, you're going to have to go
They
through
say
some
be
some
careful what you
trials.
ask for, right?
Yeah,
Be careful what you ask for. I'm sorry I'm a little grainy over here.
it's all good. You've it's been a great podcast so far. And what has been the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. If you don't like your situation, change it. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. If you don't like your situation, change it. That's it. That's the realest shit. And sorry to say it like that. That's the realest shit I ever heard, bro. Be yourself and everybody else is taken. You don't like your situation, change it. Boom.
Yeah,
That's like, okay.
I love that, because I've heard so many people on the podcast that said that they've moved away from their original town to start over, change their atmosphere, and it's changed their life for the better.
Right. Right. Yeah. I moved away. I'm originally from Trenton, New Jersey. So I live in Maryland right now. So been out here for about 10, 11 years, married, changed everything. But leaving my hometown was I'm from Trenton, New Jersey. I don't know if you know where that's from, but it was probably one of the best moves that I ever made for myself personally and my family. So it was good to get out.
Yeah, a new atmosphere is always good for a lot of people out there. And, you know, just getting yourself in a new environment, you know, it changes who you are. And some things are meant to be like that.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
Now, what's one truth about life you wish more people understood?
That it goes fast. Cherish it every minute if you can. Life goes so fast, and you end up saying like, damn, like time goes, the kids get older, you get older, just it just goes really fast. And sometimes we spend so much time in the middle of the grind that we forget to appreciate it as well. And just to appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. It's a blessing. Somebody would give a left foot to be in your life right now. So
That's why they call it the present, because it's a gift.
That's right. That's
I
right.
love that. I love that. And
Mhm.
you know, the show is called Every Day is Friday, and Friday is a special energy, whether it's like freedom, excitement, or just feeling of accomplishment after a
Right.
long week.
Right.
I want to hear from you. What does Every Day is Friday mean to you?
Every day is Friday is just like when I think about Friday, I just think about it being like a relief to life, right? And it's a shame that we say we wait till a Friday and then we kind of let go and release our ambitions. But one of the things that I say all the time is just because it's the weekend, don't let it be your weekend, right? Friday is a day to celebrate if you finish your work week, but it's also a time to celebrate and start to work on yourself. You got time if you work a 9 to 5 to get away from that, to spend time with your family, to build something. So every day is a Friday. If you could take a minute out of your day, 30 minutes out of your day, 20 minutes out of your day to embrace what that means, every day is a Friday, you'll be a lot more happier in life. I think just embracing that concept that every day is Friday is dope because we only got one of these lives, and if we just wait till Friday to enjoy it every day and then take off for 3 days, it's like, let's let's enjoy it. Let's Every day is Friday. Every day is a day to celebrate. Every day is a day to be grateful. Every day is a day to shine our light.
Yeah, bring that energy into everyday life.
That's right.
You know, you either get it or you don't. One of the two. Every day is Friday.
Every day is Friday, dude.
You know, this is your chance to leave the listeners with something powerful. Is there anything else you want to share?
No, I just like I stated earlier, is that you never lose if you learn. Get up every day that you wake up and don't take for granted the life that we have, and breathe. You open your eyes. It's the first blessing that we get. You can breathe, you open them up, and you get to move, wake up and you move, even if it's little aches and cramps, right? You get to move your fingers and you get up and you take care of yourself and you get up and you plan for trying to have the best day possible because again, there's somebody that would die to be in your spot and every day that we're here is a blessing. So, the only way we lose is if we quit. Don't give up on yourself. Just keep on going. It's hard. It's right now might seem like the tunnel is dark. You might not even see light at the end of the tunnel. You can't even see through the tunnel. But I'm here to tell you, if you stay consistent, there's going to be light. You're going to figure it out, and it's going to all come together. Everything that you've been working hard for however long it's been, going to look like it all came together in 1 second. So just keep on going.
Keep on going. Keep on living. Every day is Friday. And where can people follow and support your work?
I'm on Instagram at IamAwell_609 or Nur NUR. You can find me at Enith Sharee Randall on Facebook. Those two pages are connected. I'm on TikTok, Train to Go, right? I gotta link all these things because I had a thing with me and my son was doing on TikTok. So, but basically just find me on Instagram and Facebook and we'll be able to settle out from there.
Highly recommend everyone going down to the description down below and checking out his pages. And I appreciate you being here. You know, thank you for sharing your stories and experiences.
Man, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it, man. Enjoy, keep on being great. Shining your light by highlighting other people is something God sent because it takes your ego out, it takes everything out, and it's more about let me highlight you, and that's a blessing that you will forever receive by doing something like this, man. For allowing people like myself and other people to come on here and to get such a joy out of allowing other people to share their story and giving people an opportunity, man. So thank you again.
No, thank you for saying that. I really do appreciate that. You know,
Yes, sir.
it's a blessing that I get to do this, and I take gratitude towards it because, you know, your time is valuable. Everyone's time is so valuable, and for you to share this time with me, it's truly special. Thank you.
No problem, brother. We locked in, man. Let's get. That's what
That's
I
right.
always say.
That's
We
right.
locked. We locked in. Let's go.
And to everyone listening out there, make sure you stay tuned for more amazing stories on Every Day is Friday. If you enjoyed this, make sure you follow, share, and keep that Every Day is Friday mindset going. Stay inspired. Make every day feel like Friday. Until next time, everybody.
Peace.